The strength of the crocodile's jaws is so great that it can bite off the bumper of a car. But even such a dangerous predator can make a mistake with their choice of victim. Now he has clearly attacked the wrong one. The hippo has just trampled the crocodile in a few seconds. There are other animals that can give a thrashing even to a large adult crocodile. And now we will show the most epic fights of these enemies. Crocodiles and alligators often hunt wild boars that come too close to the water. One lightning-fast jerk, and the reptile's jaws close on the victim's body with the force of a steel vise. Then it remains only to drag the victim into the water. No matter how strong the boar's skin is, thanks to those strong jaws, the fangs enter it like a red-hot knife through butter. But this crocodile clearly overestimated his strength. At first glance, she correctly decided on the choice of victim. This reptile is still young, so it decided to attack one of the cubs and not one of the adults. But in fact, it turned out that this was a big mistake. The crocodile clearly underestimated the parental instinct. The boars attacked the crocodile from both sides. They powerfully rammed their enemy, trying to pierce his scales with their tusks. Although the reptile is about 1.5 times larger, this did not stop the boars. The crocodile definitely did not expect such a fierce rebuff. A million-strong herd of ungulates that migrate across Africa and cross rivers on their way is like a supermarket for crocodiles. Reptiles, it seems, do not even really hide in the water, and for a long time will choose the most appetizing victim. Then when they swim up, they'll grab the prey in one frightening throw and drag it into the water. But here, for some reason, this tactic simply didn't work. The crocodile is clearly in shock. Perhaps he could not catch the zebra precisely because its audacity struck the reptile. The zebra literally walked past the crocodile only inches away from its mouth and then gracefully left. Such bravery is worthy of a like, don't you think? It seems that if there is a predator in Africa that can cope with an adult lion in a one-on-one battle, it's a crocodile. The strength of the reptile's jaws is several times greater than the bite force of a lion. Powerful tail strikes can also be as dangerous as the claws of the big cat. And the armored skin with strong scales gives excellent protection. Indeed, battles with crocodiles can end sadly for them. For example, if a reptile manages to grab the lioness by the muzzle at the watering hole, even if she breaks free, her jaws may be crippled and she'll no longer be able to hunt effectively, at least alone. Her only chance of survival is if the jaw heals enough for the lioness to be able to chew. Otherwise, she'll play the role of a beater and leave her sisters to catch the prey. However, messing with lions is a big mistake, even for a monster-sized crocodile. Most of the fights between these rivals end with the victory of the king of the beasts. For example, here the crocodile has decided to use his favorite tactic. He swam out of the water to take away the legitimate prey from the lions. Robbing an entire pride is a pretty bold decision. But making lions panic is not the same as scaring a herd of zebras or antelopes. The predators were surprised by such arrogance of this overgrown lizard, and then the main male decided to settle the conflict himself, alone. He came to the very edge of the water to drive a powerful crocodile back to the depths. One grin was enough. Here the crocodile did not allow himself to be intimidated, but it was in vain. When the lions realized that the reptile wasn't going to retreat, they attacked it all together. And although the reptile was huge and very strong, it lacks the reaction speed to resist the whole hail of blows that fell on it from all sides. The lions did not allow the crocodile to focus on any one opponent, and so when the reptile tried to grab one of its enemies with its jaws, it received a crushing blow with its paw, which may not have immediately opened the armor, but threw the crocodile off balance and threw it aside. As a result, the lions stunned their enemy so that not a single predatory cat was injured. The only thing that could save the crocodile was a rapid retreat into the depths. But this is far from the only such case. Here, the crocodile has literally run into the water in a panic so that the lions would not get to the less protected belly of the reptile. Turning over a crocodile when it actively resists and bites with its jaws is a difficult task, but apparently this pride had every chance. But if you think that lions are cooler than crocodiles only if they have a huge numerical advantage, you're mistaken. These lions tried to swim across the pond and didn't know that an adult and strong crocodile lived there. It seems that the reptile should definitely win in its native element. She perfectly takes advantage of all of the advantages, swims up from below, strikes an unexpected and quick blow, grabs and tries to drown the big cat. But underestimating the lions was a big mistake. The males turned out to be strong enough to fight back against the adult crocodile, even in the water. In addition, the lions didn't panic. Although they didn't see the enemy or expect the attack, they were able to react immediately and repel the attack, thanks to which they not only escaped but also avoided serious injury. The crocodile, however, after several blows from those clawed paws, probably regretted ever having contacted them. This lioness noticed that the crocodile was dangerously close to a young teenage lion cub. The lion's family ties are very well developed because the female did not even waste time gathering a support team. She rushed at the crocodile herself to drive it away from the inexperienced cub. Look at how she drives away the reptile with lightning strikes. She hits exactly on the upper jaw. This is dangerous, but in this way, the lioness tries to dominate the opponent and show him that he will not find easy prey here. It seems that the lioness says to him, "Close your mouth, you overgrown lizard." What's going on in the Amazon River Basin? We used to think that this place was the arena of eternal battles between different species of animals for survival. And then you see a huge, dangerous crocodile with a capybara sitting quietly on its back. The friendliness of these mammals, of course, has long been legendary. But has it really reached such exorbitant levels that capybaras literally saddle crocodiles and use them as live transport? The animal is too heavy, so the reptile definitely feels its weight on its back. Maybe the capybara bribed him. And what explanations do you offer? Answer in the comments. We are really interested in your opinion. By the way, if you want us to make a separate video about this mysterious friendly animal, then write that too. Of course, you can say that it's fake, but then what do you say about it? Not only the capybara, but also this water bird straddles the crocodile and calmly rides on its back. However, the weight of this long-legged bird is not too large, and there's a possibility that the reptile simply doesn't know that it has quietly sat on its back. However, the courage of this fragile, feathered creature could be envied by a seasoned lion. This crocodile decided that he would now have a snack with a fish, after which he would swim to look for a serious opponent. The reptile did not realize that in front of her was the most terrible and dangerous enemy she's ever met. This is an electric eel, and it was a big mistake to mess with it. The eel didn't even wait for the crocodile to attack in earnest. As soon as the huge monster was within striking distance, the fish used its super weapon and generated a crushing electric shock. This instantly stopped the reptile, The pain caused shock and spasms and convulsions all through its muscles. The reptile was still alive, but the fish is scared and does not let go of such a serious enemy. The eel shocks the crocodile again and again until its heart stops. The crocodile's pretty sorry now, isn't it? Now, the cheetah is the fastest runner in the world, but that doesn't make it invulnerable to ambush attacks. As you can see, the crocodile is able to swim unnoticed to the very edge of the water, then jump out and grab its prey so quickly that the cheetah, with all of its abilities, couldn't dodge. And this cat can't fight such a strong enemy. The cheetah desperately resists, but this only slows down the crocodile without affecting the outcome of this duel in any way. The reptile was able to drag the cheetah to the bottom. Only attentiveness and a bit of luck saved the cheetah, which was able to have time to bounce out at the last moment. However, this trick does not work with all spotted cats. Although the leopard is the smallest panther, it does not agree at all to become an easy prey for a crocodile. Leopards are known for their agility, which does not change them even in such dangerous moments. Somehow, the leopard managed to notice the crocodile's approach early enough to elegantly dodge its attack. What the super-fast cheetah failed to do, the leopard did, and it seems with minimal effort. But that's not all. The leopard is one of the few predators that are so brazen and bold, or reckless, that they steal food from crocodiles. This leopard found a reptile at night, which was just having dinner. No animal is capable of such a feat, and the leopard dragged the prey right out of the mouth of the adult crocodile. The reptile tears off pieces from its prey and then swallows them in turn. Here, the crocodile clearly overestimated his strength and lay with his mouth full. Perhaps the reptile wanted to save food for the morning. But in any case, the leopard crept up to him, dragged the food literally out of his mouth, capturing pieces of meat between its fangs. It's hard to understand how the leopard managed to pull off such an incredible trick. Perhaps the fact that the crocodiles are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature is the same as the ambient temperature, so on cold nights their temperature drops. They become sluggish, slow to react to what's happening, just like that sloth from the animal cartoon. Flash, flash, 100-yard dash. Perhaps the crocodile was just dozing and the leopard, thanks to precise accuracy, took out the meat without ever touching the reptile. Or maybe the crocodile was just so shocked by the unexpected impudence of the spotted robber that he was confused and couldn't do anything about it. What do you think? Answer in the comments. We're interested to know your version of the story. But if you think that leopards attack crocodiles only while they're sleeping or not moving, well then you're mistaken. Here, a cheeky cat tried to fight off a crocodile's prey right in the water in the middle of the day. The reptile did not expect such courage. The leopard descends the steep bank directly into the mouth of the crocodile, which is in better position and can attack at any moment. But this leopard's self-confidence was justified. Every time the crocodile attacks, the cat manages to bounce back with lightning speed. She literally flies to the top of the shore and then descends again. The poor crocodile obviously won't be able to have a quiet lunch.
In general, rodents are common prey for snakes, but this rat is probably a relative of Splinter's teacher. She's dodging cobra throws. The snake even opens up its collar, which it does not do for hunting, but for self-defense. At the same time, the rat does not run away, but counterattacks one of the most venomous snakes on the planet, which specializes in rodents. When a group of wildlife researchers noticed a giraffe's head among the tall vegetation, people did not expect who would come out to meet them. That's who the real master of original and elegant appearances on stage is. The giraffe comes out between the trees with several lionesses who clung to his body from different sides. One predator on its back, and several more are getting in the way, trying to keep their hooves. The situation looks very dangerous and frightening, but pay attention to how easily the giraffe moves. Is he showing off in front of the people? Even with such a load, he moves almost effortlessly. The giraffe simply ignores all attempts of the lionesses to detain, stop, and overwhelm themselves. The lionesses clearly overestimated their strength. It even looks insulting. They pay no more attention to the fangs and claws of hunters than they do to mosquitoes, but the huntress does not give up. In vain. Later it turned out that everything is fine with the giraffe's endurance as well as with physical strength. The lionesses wandered around for some time, but they clearly did not have the strength to attack again. The hyena is a fairly large predator, which often surpasses the flexible leopard in mass. In addition, hyenas are gregarious animals, preferring to attack in groups when possible. This is how they not only hunt, but also rob their competitors. And that is exactly what happened here. 2 hyenas attacked a leopard that had just caught a hoofed animal. The cat made every effort and got tired. Suddenly, 2 enemies at once, each of which can pose a threat, try to catch up and grab with their crushingly strong jaws. The leopard had to retreat. Except the hyenas didn't know who they were messing with. The leopard is an insidious and intelligent animal that is not afraid of difficulties. He did run away, but immediately disappeared into a thicket of tall, thick grass. The hyenas grabbed his prey and got carried away. They didn't try to track the leopard, so one of the hyenas went straight into his paws. When the spotted predator is resting for a while, it counterattacks. A real positional struggle has begun. The leopard rushed at the hyena, and now she had to run away. Although the bite of its jaws can shatter bone, the scavenger does not want to feel the powerful blows of the leopard's muscular paws on his muzzle. However, he does not run for long. He is again supported by a relative, and together they push the leopard back again. The hyena's numerical advantage is their only trump card. The leopard showed his opponent that he was not afraid of a one-on-one fight. He spoiled the opponent's appetite, showed that it was not worth messing with him, but he did not bring the fight to a fatal ending, because even if he took at least one hyena with him, here one hyena tried to chase away a leopard. As you can see, although these rivals are approximately in the same weight category, the approach of the enemy did not make any impression on the panther. It seems that the leopard disdains the hyena. She brazenly approaches from the side and seems to pretend that she wants to attack. But she doesn't dare. She knows what this threatens her with. When the hyena decided that she could intimidate and push back the leopard with her mere presence, she clearly did not understand who she was dealing with. The panther has not forgotten how meanly hyenas use numerical advantage and rob their competitors. As soon as the leopard spotted a lone hyena with the prey in its mouth, the cat knew what to do. He violently attacked the enemy to teach him a painful lesson. It seems that the spotted cat does not care about the prey at all. He purposefully steps on the hyena and beats it with his paws, grabs it with his fangs, tramples it into the dust, and suppresses any resistance. Now the hyena will think twice before trying to rob and take food from the cats. At least she won't be walking around here anymore without the support of the pack. Although the hyena tried to fight back, it ran too far in a panic. The leopard grabbed the abandoned prey and jumped onto a tree before the enemy's fangs even had time to grab onto it. Tigers lead a predominantly solitary lifestyle, so they often react aggressively to strangers on their territory. But sometimes attacking an uninvited guest is a bad idea. This tiger is a powerful and adult predator at the peak of its strength, so he was confident that he could teach a painful lesson to the intruder he spotted in the bushes. But the thickets hid most of the body of the alien tiger, which turned out to be no smaller and certainly no weaker than the predator that attacked it. An impressive fight between 2 furious rivals began. The aggressor tiger managed to sneak up on the stranger and attack him, but he gave an impressive rebuff. An exchange of crushing blows began, some of which hit both rivals in the face. The aggressor clearly did not expect such a rebuff and counted on a quick victory and escape of the stranger. In vain, the cats grappled. Their growls could be heard for miles, and one or the other opponent had the advantage. Finally, the tiger defending its territory managed to bring the stranger down on his back. But it was too early to celebrate the victory. The opponent used a cunning trick. He grabbed the enemy's head with his claws, pulled it towards him, and began to hit him in the face with his hind paws. As a result, the tigers dispersed on different sides. Both predators survived and remained without serious injuries. This fight will be remembered for a long time. The aggressor was even able to defend its territory. But the striped muzzle will remind him for a while that even if you are a mighty tiger, sneaking up on an equally strong relative is a bad idea. The largest land animals on the planet are elephants, which can reach a mass of more than 5 tons. The height of a single-story house, the length of the body like a minibus, tusks as long as a man's height. It's impressive. It seems that a mature and powerful male the size of an entire house simply cannot have worthy rivals in a one-on-one duel. Just look at how freely this elephant is among a huge herd of angry and vicious hippos. These animals are fiercely territorial and hate intruders. Such a number of behemoths as gathered here, it's a whole army. But the elephant doesn't care. He wants to swim, and he goes into the water. And when one behemoth still dares to attack an elephant, it does so from behind. The main weapon of a hippopotamus is its jaws, with which it can sink a motorboat or a speedboat. Against the background of an elephant, these animals do not seem big, but believe me, hippos are incredibly strong and their ramming attack can turn over a van. Besides, biting an elephant's tail into the back of its legs is a pretty calculated plan, isn't it? However, the behemoth underestimated its opponent. The elephant just kicked the behemoth underwater, and the 3-ton aggressor was thrown back. The behemoth does not calm down and tries to attack again. He opens his mouth wide and wants to hook his sharp fangs into the elephant's flesh to pierce its skin. But another powerful kick forces the behemoth to finally abandon the idea. Having been punched in the face, he retreats. It may seem that the adult elephant has no equal rival. A huge hippopotamus attacked a group of rhinos. A real battle of the titans in which both species are excellent fighters. A hippopotamus and a rhinoceros weigh about the same, about 3 tons. Pretty cool, isn't it? They have excellent protection. The rhino's skin is tough as armor, and the hippo skin is smooth and thick. The rhinoceros has a horn, and the hippopotamus has powerful jaws with long fangs. But still, the hippopotamus is much more aggressive, and at first it seems that he will win thanks to this pressure and the pressure that he exerts on his rivals. For a long time, the hippopotamus stands in front of the opponent and threatens him with his jaws, which it seems can fit the entire head of the opponent. But the hippopotamus thinks too highly of his strength. Rhinos should not be messed with, especially if they are protecting their family. When the hippopotamus went to ram, he first managed to push aside his opponent, but then the rhinoceros turned around and showed the hippopotamus who was in charge here. A terrible stabbing blow from the bottom up is the practical main technique in the rhino's arsenal, but what an effective one. The behemoth is in a panic. He realized his mistake too late, and he was almost gutted. His hide barely withstood the impact. However, the pain after this rhino attack will make the hippo treat these neighbors with great respect. Here, the elephant decided to show a younger relative that he's the one in charge here. It's just one thing to scatter hyenas helpless against such a giant, and it's quite another to fight someone in your weight class. The young elephant is only slightly smaller than the aggressor. He more than compensates for the lack of size and combat experience with the enthusiasm of youth and incredible rage. At first, it seems that he did not show any fighting excitement and retreated. But the first surprise from the attack of the mature male passed, and the young elephant immediately seized the initiative. A battle of almost equal rivals has begun, which looks incredibly cinematic. The earth is just shaking from the collision of two such giants. At the same time, elephants combine incredible power with elegance. When they fight with their tusks, it resembles aristocratic fencing. So accurate and insidious are the blows the rivals inflict on each other. The trunk is also used, but more as a defensive weapon, with which opponents try to intercept each other's tusks. Such confrontation alternates with the exchange of crushing blows, ramming tactics, and maneuvers, during which elephants try to push back an opponent, outflank him, find an advantageous angle for an offensive, or surprise the enemy with an unexpected attack. Although the combat experience of the veteran elephant is estimated for decades, he should not have underestimated the young opponent, who also has something to surprise the old man. Interestingly enough, their duel looks quite noble. Yes, the opponents do not spare and do not give in. They fight fiercely and use their strength 100%. If such an attack had fallen on a rhinoceros or a hippopotamus, each of which are also heavy, although it is almost twice as inferior as the elephant, then only a wet spot could have remained on the ground. But at the same time, elephants do not use what we would call cavities. The aggressor did not try to attack suddenly. He did not hit the opponent in the side or back with the sharp tips of the tusk when the young elephant was not ready for this. Elephants butt heads, ramming each other with powerful, strong foreheads, trying to knock each other down. They raise up whole clouds of dust, and then the real climax of the battle takes place. A powerful ramming attack with tusks, which the defending beast met by crossing its weapons with them. And it couldn't stand it. The tusk broke, and a piece of it flew off to the side. It looks pretty epic. But after that moment, the fight suddenly subsides. Strangely enough, even despite the adrenaline coursing through their veins and natural aggression, the elephants manage to control their impulses and stop in time. The duel ends without fatal consequences for the opponents. The rivals are going in different directions. The young elephant gave a powerful rebuff to the mature aggressor, but there is no clear winner here.